In the 1960s, when Black Americans expressed their rage, it was not blind anger. It was the roar of a people who had been denied justice for centuries. It was the sound of communities tired of watching their fathers humiliated, their mothers disrespected, and their children stripped of opportunity. That rage was rooted in survival, in the fight for dignity, in the demand to be seen as fully human in a country built on our labor, yet blind to our suffering. When we look at those videos of Black people in the streets during the civil rights era, their words cut deep because they still ring true today. They spoke of police brutality, poverty, and a system designed to keep us at the bottom. They warned of broken promises and of leaders who smiled in front of cameras while pushing policies that destroyed Black families behind closed doors. What is painful is that, decades later, we can look around and see those same problems repackaged in new forms: mass incarceration, underfunded schools, and neighborhoods left to rot while politicians use our votes but ignore our voices. Yet in the middle of our ongoing fight, our pain has been hijacked. The struggles of Black people, our marches, our sacrifices, our lives lost in the streets have been used as stepping stones for other agendas. Look closely at how the narrative shifts. We bleed for justice, but somehow every major platform centers someone else's cause. Every time corporations or the media speak on progress, it's rarely about rebuilding Black communities, strengthening Black families, or protecting Black children. Instead, they tie our fight for survival to movements we didn't start and often don't benefit from. These are not accidents. They are deliberate distortions designed to fracture the Black family, because a strong Black man and a respected Black woman together create a strong Black nation. And those who control the media understand this truth better than some of us do. Meanwhile, many of us are traditional people at our core. We value family, faith, discipline, and order, but our values are never highlighted. Instead, we are presented as a caricature for entertainment, our image bent and twisted to serve narratives that weaken our unity. Every generation of Black people has fought for freedom, but the reward always seems to be given to others, while we are told to wait our turn. The same rage you saw in the 1960s still burns today. The faces have changed, but the frustrations are the same. We are still demanding safety in our communities, dignity for our families, and truth in how we are represented. We are still asking why billions are spent elsewhere while our schools crumble. We are still demanding that our pain not be repurposed into someone else's movement, while our issues are left unsolved. The lesson we must take from the past is that no one will protect the Black community but us. If we do not take control of our image, others will distort it. If we do not build strong families, others will tear them apart. If we do not guard our struggle, others will use it for their gain. The rage of the 1960s was not just about anger. It was about love for our people and determination to secure a future for the next generation. That same spirit is what we must reclaim today.
We're not interested in interracial housing. We don't want your neighborhood. We want ours to be just as good. See, we don't want a store in your neighborhood. We don't want you coming in our neighborhood and open up stores and exploiting us and then go home and throw a bomb if we move next door out in the suburbs. We don't want your schools, but we want our schools to be the highest and the best possible for our Black progeny. See, what people don't understand, we are saying, and we're not asking, see. The die is cast, as I said, we're not asking, we're saying this is the way it's going to be.
The young lady from Winnetka has stated that she saw during the marches which she participated in people who were full of fear and hatred. Mr. Lucas has said that the American Negro is either going to be free or he's going to be dead.
Now, you get this straight. You can kill all the Black folks you want to, baby, but you will not kill the freedom of Black folks. It's coming. We're going to get it. We fought in every one of your damn lousy wars, baby, and you give us nothing. Now, the war is going to be here because we're going to be free. Now, you kill all you want to, but we kill too.
I don't agree with the moderator nor Reverend Robinson that we want some kind of agreement. We want agreement by which we can live or die. You choose. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillar. Should you try to pretend that I'm crazy because I want America to be saved, and then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Why am I mad? People ask me, why am I so angry? And I don't have any answer for him because it'd be ridiculous for me to answer him because he couldn't understand anyway, obviously, because he asked me the question.
The 400 years that I've existed there, 3 years, generations within my own family, why don't you know what I'm like? What is it so new in 1968 or, 60s that you've got to learn? Because my grandfather was born, 90. My mother was ready for integration, middle-class Negro. Now, all of a sudden, you come to me and you say, with me, hell, I've been here all the time.
And we've been
Where were you?
communicate.
Now, what do I have to say to you? The most advanced nation in the world. It has to be resolved because I want my children to have an answer. If not me, I personally prefer that I have an answer. I don't have, I like to think I don't have my lifetime to waste on this.
Most people say, if you don't like it here, get out. That's spineless people. Spineless bastards who don't want to fight for what they believe in. Well, I'm staying here because I was born here, and I am going to fight for my freedom. And before I have kids, I am going to make sure that this damn United States deserves the existence of my kids, because I will not rest until this Sunday school is safe for my kids so that they won't get killed or beaten up like those kids down in Mississippi in 1966. That is going to stop, or else I'll be dead. Either one. You white folks have either one of two choices. Give me my damn freedom or kill me. Because I am tired of sitting by being an Uncle Tom or a house Negro like Booth and Wilkins. Those two guys are not Negroes. They're white people with man tan. That's all. They don't speak for us. They have found their way in white man's house, the white man's establishment, and they are not about to make waves. But because I am not going to take seeing my kids walking to a newly integrated school and getting their heads whipped in by grown men, because if that happens to my kids, there are going to be a lot of damn dead white folks. And because I am not going to take this junk. No. The days of step and fetch are dead. The days of the black-faced, big, wide-eyed, gin-drinking black man are dead. Now we have what is called black consciousness.
Let me put it to you this way. We are proud of being black and of our black heritage. But white America does not accept the concept that this is a multiracial society. It has never accepted the fact that there are black people, brown people, yellow people here alongside them. They've always looked upon America as being white. And hence, all of its propaganda is directed at us to convince us that somehow or the other we must become white before they will accept us.
The problem is the standard for discussion is set by the whites, and a lot of Negroes now don't want to accept that standard anymore. They want to, we can have our own standard. I think that the hookup comes if you can develop a whole new standard where whites and Negroes can have a dialogue. Not either one of those are acceptable anymore. I mean, we're going to accept Negro standards, and Negroes no longer want to be white. So that the clear thing is to develop a whole new standard, and then everybody move toward that so there can be some kind of dialogue.
You know, Tyler, I always, at first, I wanted to be white, you know. Family was 20 of us, 6 girls and 14 boys. We would make 50 and 60 bales of cotton, gather all that cotton, and we wouldn't have food in the wintertime. So I figured then the white people must be right. But as I got older, I said, no, it's something wrong. And if I ever get a chance, I'm going to do something about it. I'm thinking about in terms of a better and a greater world for all people. And we can't do that by me in one corner doing what I can do to hurt you and you in the other corner doing the same thing against me.
So you go ahead and vote. So what? So you vote for a senator. And the senator's constituency is either lobbyists who represent big business or lobbyists who represent himself. So you can vote.
There's been a lot of talk and a lot of shuffling of papers. But in terms of the plight of the black man in this country, there's been no perceptible change. Well, primarily because the white man has no reason to. He enjoys the highest standard of living. His government enjoys dominance in world affairs. Why should he turn to me now and say, I want to share part of my good fortune with you? He has no reason to.
I think there's going to be violence, see, because there already has been. I mean, trying to free themselves. They kill Negroes in the South all the time. The Negro man has been emasculated and destroyed by that fact that every time he stood up, he got just snuffed out right there. So I don't think there's any question but that there's going to be violence and brutality. But my attitude is that the brutality and the violence shouldn't become the reason that you want to be free. But that's a very personal thing, the freedom is. See, the question isn't what is freedom to me, it's what price freedom. Because sometimes the price that you pay for freedom is the very thing that makes you a slave again. That's what I think happened in Russia in 1917. But I know that there's going to be violence. I mean, it gets blurred, especially the individual. If I face you violently, see, who knows where that violence began? See, I mean, I face you with a gun and you got orders to kill you and you got orders to kill me, then we can't really deal with each other. Well, you're a target and I'm a target. So you can't really talk about that. But you have to talk about the larger thing, the much more universal thing. The reason that you're there, see, is really not to kill, but to free.
Let us take a look at Harlem, 1964, when approximately 20 Molotov cocktails were exploded in Harlem. And in 1965, in August, in Watts, Los Angeles, 2,000 Molotov cocktails were exploded. I think that we are developing more sophistication, and I think in the next uprising, and I suspect it will probably come either in Washington, D.C. or in another unnamed city, where you find 5,000 Molotov cocktails used.